Welcome back to Building Fallout. In our last adventure, we were demonstrating how to get nuclear keycards and decipher codes and running amok, just doing a whole bunch of stuffs. Now, we've hit level 45, and off camera, I have done quite a few things. I have made level 45 versions of my weapons. The Gatling laser is the only one I haven't completed yet, because I need fiber optics and they're hard to find. But we've also made a level 45 of the excavator armor, and we are also here now at the rusty pick because I traded in 700 script I had for as many legendary modules as I could get, so I've gotten 14. I'm not sure how many cores I have. 9. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come modify probably the 50 cal, because both of these have upgrades as well as this, but I'll get the max level of that at 50. So now that we're at a max level for something, that's why we're gonna go rolling for legendaries. So let's see. I can only get one 3-star roll, but I could get 3 2-stars. And we can always get more cores and modules as we go, but right now I'm just demonstrating how you can roll for your legendaries. Now, I could just try and gamble here, but I want 3 tries depending on how these two work together. So, damage to insects and limb damage. That's not bad, especially since that'll help with things like the Mirelurk Queen. That'll help with things. Well, no, pretty much that's it. Rad Scorpions would be the only other, like, big insect enemy. But any other insects would just take massive damage, and that's not bad. But I think we can do better. Damage to animals and limb damage. It likes that limb damage today. One more. Now, that's not bad. But it's really not meant for this type of gun. That's more of a sniper's. But that's the gamble. That's the gamble. So just keep your eye open for legendary events, the public events, I mean. But when I say legendary, there are certain events that'll hit the map, like Enclave events and regional hunting missions that don't give your legendary cores. So be on the lookout for stuff like that. Now, eventually you're gonna roll what it is you want or need, but you're pretty much just looking for the best 1-star with some good 2 and 3-star supports in the background. So you could argue that I could just, try and farm a good 1-star right now. But at the end of the day, if I have enough, because one of the reasons I did the 50 cal is I don't have any of the other mods unlocked, the receiver or the barrel. And if in case you're ever wondering, hit the big center pad and then that'll show you what you can have. Like, I don't have a prime receiver to make this ultra sight, and I don't have the heavy barrel, which would be nice. I would like the heavy barrel, but since I don't have it, if I have the capability to make another one, which I do, yep, even max level, then I could just go and turn this in for script. Which actually I think I might, just because Yeah, I'm not gonna. Because, yeah, I get 100% damage against a target with full health, but that'll literally be the one bullet on the sneak attack. And that's not how you play with a 50 cal. So, even the game was like, yeah, I get you. But that's the idea when it comes to rolling your legendaries. So as you can see now, I can turn this back in for 15 script, which it's not much. It really wasn't, but it all adds back up to buy more modules. The cores are the things that are tricky to come by just because public events are on cooldowns. Like, see, I've been sitting here talking, and now I prefer to start a public event as soon as possible. This is probably almost over, and I'm not going to get much in rewards just because, yep, there, it's over. But see, like, you have Breach and Clear here, you have Harper's Ferry drop connection, back on the beat, up there in Morgantown, powering up Poseidon. These things don't give you the legendary stuff. It's where you gotta look for the ones that have the exclamation point in them. Even the mutated ones, they are fantastic too, because they'll, if you get max rewards, you can get a mutated pack as an 8 item. It's kind of like a small holiday gift, or things like that. When you open it up, it's almost a guarantee to drop a 2 or 3 star legendary item. So that's a good way to farm to more script. But yeah, I've been distracted because, again, we also upgraded the armor. The black titanium was probably the most expensive thing about it. But it's just a max level version of what we've been, trucking around in. So, stats on it are increased. Now, personally, I can't stand running around in a big yellow thing. And since I've already kind of broken the, trying to imitate a newbie kind of thing, I'm changing my, I forgot I got the jackpot paint. We'll go with the seasonal just to see if I like it. Oh. Now see, I've used up all my oil. Haven't I? Yes, I have. So, easy solution. And one of the reasons I like being a junk vendor is because if I don't have it in my inventory, it's probably still for sale. So what you can do is any place that has a stash, which fortunately we do. That's where we're at, so you can go to junk and see what you got. Haha, that's funny. Someone bought a whole bunch of my stuffs. Yeah, but I have 13,000 caps now. Like, literally, I got bought out. Searching for oil in all the wrong places. America! Wait, what? Maybe I should eat something. Alright. Now there's an easy fix to this. Because just the other day, we were over in the mire, heading to... I'm not even going to pronounce it. But somewhere around the northeast corner, we found a waste deposit, and we have not moved or even used Steel for Less over here, our first camp that we've, relocated from Morgantown being our first drop. So, let's go home and relocate Camp 1 as a resource camp. Now, the beautiful thing about that is, if you have been watching the whole series, you know that I have created a very basic very easy to blueprint and move structure. And the reason for that being is you can have stored away all the different extractors in your camp's budget and then move the camp wherever you need it. The only reason I didn't do that with our Black Titanium video was because I was already here in the mire about to drop the junk extractor, so I activated Camp 2 instead and used it as a small supply camp. So from here, I don't think I've got, yeah. But that's the beauty of being a junk vendor. If they don't buy you out of it and you need it, you have it. Otherwise, you just make a bunch of caps, which I did. They bought the aluminum, the ceramic, and this all happened while I had walked away from the console. Not to mention, I've also used up a lot of stuff to do this level 45 enhance. So, yeah. But now that we're close, we'll go ahead and pay less caps to fast travel to T-Town. I'll just call it T-Town. Dyslexia is fun sometimes. If I slow down, it doesn't really bother me, but when there's a lot of repeat letters, my brain doesn't want to have it come out my mouth right. Honestly, it's comical in most situations. Hopefully you enjoy it. Pardon me. So again, we're looking for the northeast. As I've said in other videos, jeez, someone. That is a sheep squatch. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. How are we gonna do this? Honestly? Oh, and he's legendary. Yep, we'll get as much help as we can from the super mutant, and he's not being any help at all. Really? You hate humans more than a sheep squatch? 'Cause I can be reasoned with. The question is, can you, I guess. So with the version of the plasma caster that I'm using, it's basically just a flamethrower with as fast as it's throwing out as many projectiles. Honestly, not the biggest fan. I prefer to have the other barrel on to give it more accuracy and range, but most things in the game, when you get close, might as well have a close-up weapon. He's gonna make me burn a whole core just to get him down to half. Alright. Now, mind you, I prefer to have the slow firing version, but this honestly is the better version to have some rapid fire. I mean, it is a Gatling laser, but the original Gatling guns were slow to fire, and yeah, initially broken in the game. Minigun. This is ridiculous. This guy takes all the damage. And victory is ours. Huh. That is pretty weightless. we got a minigun. Hopefully we can disassemble it for... I'm not sure what I'm missing for the minigun. So anyway... Well, I was saying before I so rudely interrupted, when you're looking for a resource node, it is best to A, get to the highest viewpoint, which is how we ended up finding what we're looking for now in an oil deposit. But B, it is, you know, if you can't get that elevation, more than likely you just have to stumble across it and be like, oh hey, here it is. But if you're trying to find it for a second time or even a third time, being in third person view is not the worst idea. Now, I know it was to the northeast of T-Town. I want to say it was close to... Yep. Ta-da! Alright. So I'm just going to go ahead and harvest what I can from that. Now, it's always important when trying to set up a camp, do a little radius and see if there are any other scavengeable resources. So like most of the time you're not going to be able to find like 2 resource nodes, like, you know, steel and copper, even though those are popular. There's one in the Cranberry Bog and one in the forest. One of my personal favorites is near Crater, and it's junk and lead. But most of the time what you can find is, oh, I found a nuclear waste deposit, you know, for uranium, and it's near water, or even in the water, for one acid node. But yeah, trying to look for water most of the time, or is there food, or like our Morgantown camp, there was a there was, oh, come on now, yeah, we'll do that. There was a I forgot what I was saying. Public event came up. But let's go ahead and activate Camp 1. And you can always purchase other camp slots. I can't remember how it works for Fallout First. But let's go ahead and just... Oh. Can I even get this in a camp? Because I'm too close to a location? Well... that might have just ruined my day. There it is. So we'll just place it for now, because we're gonna go do public events, because we need the legendary stuffs. Now, my personal limit is if it's past 2 minutes, I'm not joining it, because most people will show up, initiate that, and be doing it off the bat. There are some players who wait for the initial cooldown to kick in, which is for some events like 5 minutes, but that's a rarity, in my experience. I think I'm the only person who does it, really. Excuse me. But... okay, so you can also talk to Sweetwater to do a mission, which I think is a daily thing. But right now, we're going for the giant teapot. Other side. Now, I do believe that this is one of the easier missions. It's just taking out a bunch of wildlife near these boilers. So, I don't even think I reloaded on these. I did not. It's kind of hard to watch them all. Hopefully somebody shows up to assist. Yep, there we go. Game on. Alright. Ow. So... I ticked these bugs off. Most of the time they're trying to attack the pipes and such. But personally, I just like to pick one thing to guard. Hopefully everyone else can spread out. But never a guarantee. He said if I'm not going to win, sabotage. Where did you come from? I can never gauge whether the fire damage is actually going to kill them. Oh, that thing got wrecked. Yikes. But honestly... might be a good idea just to go ahead and scrap that. Because it's only 5 more levels till special cap. Why are ants so tough? No, as I recall, this is an easy mission just because it is wildlife. Bugs and dogs and toads, oh my. I can't remember off the top of my head what the Sweetwater's tea does, but you will get it as a reward for this. Oh, come on now. I'm just trying to transfer stuff. Oh, and cover. Tell that to the Brits. Wait, what? When in doubt, bats it out. Who are you? What are you? That is an ally. Oh, finally they sent a toad my direction. I've been waiting for that. Just the one? Hello? Ring ring, hello? Ring ring, hello? Alright, I'm done. Where the what? Oh, ants. Oh, he's good. Really? And then all of a sudden, he descends. Oh, it's so close to done. Alright, we almost broke the pipe. Almost. But yeah, special blend. Oh, plus to perception. Always nice. And that got us some treasury notes, and more than likely some cores, just one. Now, I do believe the number of cores that you receive is proportionate to the difficulty of the public event you did. Since this was easy, it's 1. If it was a medium, there'd be 2. You get the idea. So. Alright. Really? So I'm gonna go ahead, turn that off, because dailies are good, but I'm still trying to hammer out the last few levels to 50. So go ahead and scrap what we can. Acid is always welcome. Alright, so now back to art camp. So this was one of the reasons I ended up becoming a junk vendor, was because of the level skips in equipment. I kept making new equipment whenever levels would come about, or I would be scavenging the same equipment but of higher levels and blah blah blah. But that means that you need a lot of parts, pieces, and everything else. So where did it put? It went down the down a little gulch from it. Let me take that off the map. So if I was to put a vendor, I'd put it probably up here at the top of that gulch. Or in it. That's actually... Am I inside the build area? Yeah. Yeah, I could just put a vendor right here. Alright. But... we're here for a new resource. Now, if you look at what we have stored, there's already a self-powered vending machine. So let's see if it fits. No. But we could always give it a base. Fill in this hole. Maybe. No, it doesn't want to be filled in. But it'll do that. Stairs. And back to stored like a glove. And that is for steel, so it'll stay stored, but you can also take out the blueprint, so it's just the piece of equipment, or not everything that was attached to it. But now you have your basic structure. All you gotta do is squeeze it in wherever. So I'm gonna put it close. And then any other conveniences of life. You used to be able to... Ha! This is for a little bit of water. And that's going to be for the extractor. So, go to resources. And then the extractor you need, so oil in this case. And now if you have anything from the atomic shop, you can throw it down here as well. And then when you switch, you still have all of this stuff. It's just with the basic structure, you can't hide it inside like you would with what I would call a permanent camp. But let's go back to what's stored. I should have 2 more of these, which is enough to run that. Yep. So, connection. And now we have oil going. And again, you have all the basic amenities with this. And then when you're done with the oil production, you can switch back to your, nice cushy, took my time with it camp. But that's the idea for a Camp 1. If you have Fallout first, you can also have an emergency camp, which is just a little put it down, has a couple of the amenities. So, but yeah, that's the idea at this stage. I'm just trying to, do I even have the fertilizer? Oh no, that's all stored. Okay, cool. But, at this stage, you're just trying to keep up with resources being burnt out from being burnt out from your level jump, because at this point anything that is, a level 25 or 35 weapon is only going to max out at a level 45. So at that point in time, you might as well make your max trying to start farming your legendaries. You can see now we have stored junk and steel extractors, so you can just keep them in the budget, and when you uproot from here, you'll have an oil stored. You can then have your black titanium, gold, whatever you can find to mess with and such. And we'll put old Gramps here. And now you have a completely functional moved camp. I'm probably just gonna hop some public events, and while not, do some hide and seek and destroy to get the rest of those codes, so that we can go ahead and take on Silo Alpha and launch ourselves a nuke, because now we have ourselves the increased protection of the power armor. Honestly, the hazmat suit works better for less rads, but it also doesn't have the 300s in damage and energy resist. So you can see why I want the power armor. The idea for me is run in as soon as you can after the nuke drops, because you can't fast travel to where you've nuked. You can only get outside of it. But once that's done, tear through as much of the mutated enemies as you can first, because you're gonna want what they drop as far as, high radiation fluids and the glowing masses and all the crazy stuff you need to stabilize your flora, the flux you get. So take all those things out as fast as you can, so you take minimal radiation damage. Use your Rad-X and your glowing blood packs, because those do stack. Take those, watch for the message of they've run out, so on and so forth. Test your metal. No. I need the last 5 levels for that, believe it or not. Whew, or really good allies, and I'm not gonna flip a coin on that. But yeah, once you have all the enemies that you can find laid to rest, then you would go ahead and hop out in the radiation suit, so you take even less radiation, and grab all the flora you need. Now, fun fact, this is a level 10 hazmat suit. Doesn't matter what level your hazmat suit is, it only grants you 1,000 radiation protection, which is pretty much max. So, yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and cut this video off here. Again, I'm just going to be hopping for events and the launch codes. But hopefully you found this informative and entertaining, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.